Haha, people, what's going on? BPhife here, back at you. NBA 2K17. This is not 18. It's getting close to 2K Eve, 2K18 Eve when I'm making videos and stuff. I don't normally make videos on a consistent basis. I wish I could because I actually do enjoy making these videos. I enjoy making them. It's a hobby for me. I don't. That's why I never like do any commercials or anything like that. But I just want to kind of just like I've been watching a lot of videos and shout out to Apex. Like he's been making a lot of videos. Especially since the event. He's been going in checking out videos. Splicing, dicing them up, and kind of giving his opinions. Breaking down these gameplays or what limited gameplay we have there. And I've been able to look at a lot of the gameplay footage that he spoke of, and some additional stuff as well. And I look at it like this: if you're a developer, or you're an influencer, or an influencer, or or you're just an advocate for 2K, let me kind of be clear, because I make comments. I make comments on multiple people's videos. It's just whatever, and they may seem, they may seem, you may question what's going on. I'm not necessarily praising something. I'm not necessarily bashing something. And the reason because of that is because I look at these games. I look at these games with multiple eyes. I'm critical of them. I'm reserved. I have anticipation. Especially if it's a game like 2K. I play it every year. I always buy it. It's in the budget. It's just a game that I get every year. Um, and and I basically try to balance out a lot of those emotions when if I because when I look at these videos, I try to balance it out. I don't want to be like overhype, over jovial. Like I was looking at. Footage, and people are just screaming. Guys are everyone's got examples of what they like, and all this other stuff, and guys are talking about how they're gonna get to 99, and things are missing, things are gone finally that they've been begging for, and it's cool, and that's cool because some of that stuff may be gone, but we all know, okay, like when I made that series, when I introduced the terminology, legacy bugs and issues, and that took off like a wildflower actually, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of nice to hear, like you hear a lot of people talking about legacy bugs and issues. It's kind of like like we all use cell phones, but nobody really knows who made the cell phone, but we use them. You know what I mean? And but it's we all know that legacy bugs and issues will exist from game to game, and I try to say, okay, yeah, this may be gone, but there are other things that have continued to plague the game and are still there. And so when I'm looking at these videos, you know, there are things that are good. I could make a hype video about oh man 2K18 it's gonna be amazing, or I could make a video that says oh look at this 2K18 is gonna be more of the same. It's gonna I mean and at the end of the day, at the end of the day the game will be it'll be what you make of it, because let's say that everything that you've wanted to be gone is abolished finally, and you go back in, it's there's gonna be the ugly side, the honeymoon side. There's always gonna be, after that's over, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be like oh your wife's gonna go to bed, she's gonna have the avocado mask on there, and you're gonna be like, man, you're not as pretty as when you don't have that on there and you have your makeup on there. And that's what 2K will be to some people. And I just try to live that balanced line as long as I can, especially because they're bargaining for your money. Now, I agree, first off, 2K there. I mean, like another thing I introduced was VET, okay, which is an acronym that I made up called Vision, Execution, and Tools. Okay, and this is what I think developers should live by when they're creating a game. The V is for vision. They should be able to express their vision. Like for instance, it's basketball. Express their vision of basketball, which I think 2K does a great job of doing. Execute. Do you have the right people to execute this stuff? And I think that they're really there. They're pretty close, man. I mean, if we had to give them a percentage, they're pretty high. But there's obviously always execution snafus that they could probably improve on. And then the tools, they definitely give you tools. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's probably more tools than people even imagine. And I can appreciate the hard work that the developers are putting into the game. I mean, but at the end of the day, they're working from a business standpoint, and us as the consumers, we're looking at it as a consumer standpoint. We want the things we want in the game, and we don't care how it gets in the game. But when we voice that opinion to them, they're obviously going to say what's going to yield them the best benefit. They got people that come in to work, leave their families, sit behind a computer, type some keys, write some code, and they got to pay these, and they got to justify these people's salary. And I get that, and I know that from both sides. I can understand that from both sides. There's a lot of background that I don't really share a lot, but the thing is that my thing is I need to balance it out. I need to provide good feedback, and I do provide a lot of good feedback in my videos, and sometimes my thoughts and visions are heard through others. You know what I mean? And that's okay because their voices are louder, and that's okay. But the thing is, it makes it get to get through the game. I don't really care how it gets there, but if we can provide balanced feedback and enthusiasm and stuff like that, we can basically, from a consumer standpoint. Now I'm speaking to the consumers. I'm sorry, developers, if you're still listening, but I got to say this: that if we're a consumer, we need to, we can't let them know our hand. We can't let them know our hand every time just because they showed us, a video. They honored us with a video or a blog or whatever the case may be. So we gotta keep that balance. Because in my comments, if they don't know what I'm thinking, it keeps them on their toes because they don't know, and so it keeps them honest. And then, but then sometimes you get somebody that, is leaning one way and they comment and then they either try to prove you wrong or they try to overhype it. And it just doesn't provide great all around holistic feedback that we should give to developers. All right, take a look at this and tell me if you're going to see this in NBA 2K18. Now, let's go on to instant replay. What you're about to see is a gameplay issue, a legacy issue. This will be in 2K18, not is it? It will be. I saw it in 15, I saw it in 16, I saw it in previous stuff before that. The problem is, not only does his hand go through that, the basketball goes through the rim as well. In 2K18, he gets rewarded with the basket and the foul. But in reality, you know what should have happened? In reality, Porzingis should have got pinned by the rim. The basketball should have went flying, and the people in New York, they would have been booing. Because you know how the people in New York feel about their Knicks right now. They give them a reason to boo. But in 2K, it gives them a reason to cheer. This is that feedback I'm talking about. This is that balance. And no matter how many good examples you show, there'll be many more of these to cross cancel those out. Balance, people.